Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Actually, I do need to make an important announcement before I jump into today's work, and that is the wickedstocks.com team will be traveling a lot this summer in different parts of the country and different parts of the world, and so the time zones will be all discombobulated for us, and we've resolved that for much of the summer we're going to start delivering the material, the daily NVIDIA and Tesla report, on the YouTube channel and the daily Triple Q and SPY at wickedstocks.com, rather than an hour or so after the closing bell for the next day. Will be delivered that day by 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you're watching this maybe right now, Monday evening, for the Tuesday report. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week will be delivered to you, like Wednesdays will be delivered Wednesday morning, no later than 6 a.m. New York, 5 a.m. Chicago, 4 a.m. Denver, 3 a.m. Los Angeles. No later than that, several hours before the opening bell. I know for those of you who like to watch this late afternoon into the early evenings, that will not be the case for much of July and August. But in September, we resume our normal schedule, where we will have these delivered to you probably within an hour or two at the most of the closing bell for the next day. So we regret any inconvenience this may present to you, but we do continue the work, and you have our word that you'll receive it every single day. We've not missed a single edition in the 4 or 5 years since we've been doing the wickedstocks.com material. I've been a 30-year commodities analyst, and I've not missed a single edition in that time either. That wasn't planned. So our commitment is rock solid, and we'll get it to you by 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every morning for that trading day, and that begins on Wednesday. And I think that tempo will continue through August, and then in September we go back to our normal schedule. Okay, so NVIDIA for Tuesday. This is just a reminder that 8 weeks ago we settled above a 4 or 5 month descending channel top that is now at 90.66, but it did set up a signal for us, anticipating the low 150s again. We were thinking 3 to 5 months perhaps. It's a couple of months into it. 150.34 is still our overhead resistance. We're still actually expecting it. Well, let's see. I'm going to jump to that right now because we have different time frames. We're expecting it over the next full week, between now and the end of next week, above 142.25. We're expecting it over the next 3 to 5 weeks, above this narrowing zone of support that begins at 136.49 and ends at 131.56. So if we were to fall back into the 130s, this is an area that could contain selling through August, and from here, within 2 to 3 weeks or so, we could push into the 150.34 area. But once again, 142.25 held pretty well on Monday. We've been expecting it as a level that can contain session weakness and can be bought on a 3 to 5 day basis. So yes, over the next, possibly by Friday's close, we could see 150.34, but there's no denying this kind of two-sided consolidation that we've seen now for the last couple of weeks. The trend line across these highs that's not labeled, that is 147.34. And that's an obvious resistance area for the day, may actually contain daily highs, excuse me, and if settled above 147.34, would signal 150.34 tomorrow. So keep that in mind. There is this inside channel, this 3-week channel bottom that we did close just below. It actually kind of contained yesterday's, that is Monday's highs. It's at 145.14. It in itself may contain intraday buying pressures. That is a day trade unto itself, selling 145.14, perhaps buying back at 142.25. Because of the constructive nature as we continue through the rest of the week, I would rather have you buy 142.25 and then exit that by selling 145.14, than selling 145.14 short and then riding that all the way up to 147.34. But that's entirely up to you. If you're an experienced day trader, you obviously can handle that all on your own. If we close today above 147.34, tomorrow we test 150.34. The beginning of a range up to the 153.13 January all-time high that can absorb buying not only through July, but even well into the third quarter. We can fall away from here substantially. Once we test the low 150s, we can fall back into what is now the low 130s within 3 to 5 weeks or so. It really is a range here that is converging gradually between 130.156 and 136.49. Were we over the next few weeks to close below 130.156, that would be an indication of a good high through July, and I would expect a significant sell-off through July. I would probably anticipate, and I haven't mapped it out yet because I really need to see what the high is. And if we close below 130.156, that becomes obvious. It'd be more of a 5/8 downside Fibonacci. I'm probably looking in the 110s as an objective if we were to close below 130.156.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Back to the day itself, 142.25 is a solid support level that can absorb selling on a daily basis, solid day trade level, and as I've also said, on a 3 to 5 day basis. So you may be long now from Monday's testing of this, anticipating 150.34, and that is definitely the way to go for the next 3 to 5 days. Unless we close today below 142.25. Then we're expecting just the opposite. Over the next 3 to 5 days, 136.49. So 142.25 is a true pivot point, above which 150.34 is likely by the end of next week or sooner, below which 136.49 is likely by the end of this week. The beginning of a gradually narrowing and rising zone of support down to 131.56 that can absorb selling through July. So if you play the short side below 142.25, not only can you buy that back for a profit, of course, in the low to mid 130s, but you can reverse and go long here, anticipating then upward rotation into the low 150s within 3 to 5 weeks or less. But I don't see any of that playing out, of course, unless we close today below 142.25. Until then, the emphasis remains upward. And, if we can close today above 147.34, which I think is a bit of a stretch given present volatility, I think 147.34 might have been considered a session containment level, but I want to keep it light because of the constructive nature that I see this market possesses above 142.25 through the rest of the week. Closing above 147.34, 150.43 likely within a matter of a day or two, where once again we can top out well into the third quarter. If over the next week, 2 or 3, we settle above 150.34, that sets up 174.25 as our next 2 to 3 month objective. So as we push into the low 150s, I'd see no good reason to be long NVIDIA if your time horizon is, say, a 3 to 5 weeks or the next couple of months, because over that time horizon, I would anticipate bearish rotation back into the 130s, possibly even lower over time. If we close above 150.34, I'd see no good reason to be short NVIDIA. You want to be long NVIDIA with a settlement above 150.34, then expecting that rising 174.25 2.5-year channel top, where we could actually top out not only through the rest of the year, but possibly well into 26. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. We offer daily Triple Q and daily SPY analysis of which NVIDIA is a large component of both of those, especially the triple Q. 2 stock picks a week. We've been hitting them pretty well the last month or two. You want to check them out. Always looking for 20% moves on those underlying stock picks. We cater to 3 to 5 week, out to 3 to 5 month swing traders and near-term investors. You can see it all for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. I will be back Wednesday morning with Wednesday's analysis, no later than 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.